Hello and welcome to the first episode of the one-to-one mentorship by Will Street. This episode will consist first of all of a brief introduction about myself. Then I'm gonna do a small game to know the next candle, the next bios of the next candle, which is exactly what I did to discover my strategy that I'm using now. And finally, I'm going to introduce the theoretical concepts that I will be talking about every single day, every single episode, okay? So, starting with the presentation, um, first of all, I'm a trader, I'm not a teacher, not a professor, so I might not explain as well as I would like it. I'm not good at presentations, I never did that before. I mean, the one-to-one, I started like some weeks ago with some Spanish guys that told me that if it was possible to do it, but this is my first English mentorship. Okay, I'm going. I'm gonna try to replicate the same content as I'm recording this after. I mean, there is not the same days I'm recording the same episodes. Let's say. So this is, in my opinion, of course, the best strategy out there. If you internalize, if you understand well the concepts, I promise you will be a money-making machine, okay? And there is nothing better, not even ICT, anything is better than this. So focus on what I'm saying and step by step internalize every single concept. This is really important to study by your own. When the class is done, when the concepts are done, try to backtest in your chart, okay? I can't do this for you. This is your job. So second point, if there is any suggestion, any improvement that I can do, I can improve the video quality as I'm recording with my, I don't know, it is this program which just record the screen. I'm recording with AirPods. I know it's not the best voice quality, but it is what it is. If you can understand it, it's more than enough. So, how I started my journey. I started in 2022 with smart money concepts, which I can say that it is a scam. Uh, the smart money concept is not ICT. Smart money concept is people that are trying to replicate what ICT is teaching, but worse. Okay. Then, of course, I wasn't profitable, but it was the beginning of my journey of trading. Then in early 2023, I discovered ICT. I was improving a lot because the concepts are better than everything out there, but wasn't profitable. ICT suggests that stay like 6 months in demo before going into real money. So this is what I did, and of course, I was profitable in demo. And when I decided to move to real money, I mean challenges, the prop field, I blown. Of course, I didn't book the 5K account. I booked the 50K and just throw. I don't know if it was 200 or 300 dollars. Okay, this is not the way to start. We start small, and then when we are ready, we improve with a bigger account, with bigger capital. When we are ready, not just we are not ready. I mean, mentally, is it's not the same trading with a 5K or 50K or 100K. Okay, so in The end of 2023, I had a live accounts, but in my opinion, it wasn't profitable. I mean, I was making money, but blowing some fund accounts, passing another challenges, blowing other ones. This is not the way to be a trader, a professional trader. Okay, this is just the way to waste your time because you are you're not moving on. Then in early 2024, which is this year, I simplify a lot ICT. I was I was doing every single concept that he explained. I was applying in my chart. I mean, breaker, standard deviations, central bank dealer range, etc., etc., etc. And in 2024, I decided to simplify a lot. I simplified as much as I was only using the inversion fair value gaps. Then my win ratio increased, but it was not enough for me because it was like 60-70%. I was making more money than losing. I mean, I was profitable, but this is not good enough for me. I want the perfection. I know I can win every single trade I take during all my life. I mean, 100% win rate. This is not possible, okay, but I want as much as close as possible. Now my win rate is about, it's very high, okay, let's say it's really high, and you will know why. Uh, Next point. Well, yeah, I had not that much ago, like we are now July 8th, so it was like 3-4 months from now. I had like 300K in funding, in live funding, and lose it all. How? So one part, the company I was disappeared, it went bankruptcy, and the other part I blown. So I thought, okay, what's going on here? I thought it was a fucking machine. Thought about that I was in a top one trader, and nothing like this. A pro trader can lose their account, and less how I did it. That was in a single week. It is not professional. So I locked myself in a room doing backtesting for hours and hours and hours, and doing reverse engineer of every single stop loss I had in my whole career since 2022, and finally discovered the strategy that I'm using now, that I say it is the best of the best out there. Mm, yeah, everything you see in my Twitter is a lie. Not my trades, but my analysis. When I was doing the outlooks, for instance, I was saying, okay, this is a fair value gap, etc., etc., etc. This is a order breaker. I don't know. This is fake. I don't use that concepts, but it is a way that everybody can understand what I'm. I mean, if I say this is bullish, this is our next target, and we are here, I will say, okay, there is a fair value gap here, but this is not what I'm saying. I'm watching another. I'm watching other things. Okay. And next, uh, yeah, I ask for discretion. As I say, that there is nothing that comes close to my strategy, but only with showing my strategy, you won't be profitable the next day. I mean, there is a hard work behind that you must do, hours and hours of backtest of every single theoretical concept, every single trade review that I will do. You need to do this by your own and in a previous days, even previous month, and if you can, previous years before going into real money. You will know when you're ready. You will know when you know every single direction of the next day and every single direction of the next session, etc., etc., etc. So now I am multiple funded trader. I have more than six figures. I mean, I have six figures, and I aiming seven. I will reach it before that year ends. Okay, but you don't you don't need to be a seven figures trader. Only with a 50K account you can make a living. Yeah. So as I said, I have multiple funded accounts. This is why you see my Twitter that I trade almost every single day. When I don't have a funded account, I try with the challenge to have even more accounts. Sorry. Well, this was my brief presentation, and let's start with a small game that I have prepared. Let's go to well, first to start the game, I'm gonna wait a moment. Yeah. This is all the one-to-one content. First of all, this will be the first episode, the theoretical concepts. The next episode, I'm gonna talk about the time frames and important candles of every day, which will be very similar to that point that I will do in the same video probably, which is the time and when to trade depending on the day, news, etc., which pairs I'm trading. The next episode will be how to know the bias every single day, SMT, how to use it, the entries. There is a sequence of entries, let's say, that happens in every single move. Okay. Then failure swing. It is a really important concept in my strategy because it's the same of a turtle soup. Then next episode, new week opening up and new day opening up, London setups, New York setups, and profiles. Weekly profiles, daily profiles, etc. So this is the theoretical concepts. I mean the theoretical content. Then going to practical review of all trades or days and red flags to avoid stop losses and doing mistakes. This is important to me, but it's risky. So this will be after everything is done. Which news we can trade and how. This is important too. How I do backtesting. You must do backtesting of every single day, every single trade you take. You must backtest it. I mean, you must write it in your journal. Okay. Then how to pass challenges, which is very ready to risk, and how to trade a live account when you're ready. Then this is the when everything is done. Well, when I was doing this, and if I take a take or if I take a trade or something, I will do a review. It doesn't matter if in one day there are two or three videos. It will depend of the day, etc. So trade review and daily analysis, bias of the day or week when you're ready to trade, not before. I mean, the first week it won't be videos about the bias of the day or the week, the direction, and weekly outlooks exactly the same when you're ready, not before. I mean, when you will be on that point, you will say, okay, I'm ready. You will think you are ready, but not yet, okay? And finally, if you have some question, I will answer you in Discord if the question could be answered with Discord, and if necessary, we can make a call. But let's see, okay? And of course, your mistakes or your stumbles, I will correct them. So this will be the content, and let's play that small game before start. So let's go to a random day. Then now, let's say, I don't know, here. This is very simple, and this is a game that you can do on your chart. When you see that candle, for instance, or that candle, when it's purged in the upper zone, we're gonna see if we can reach the opposite side. Okay, it's that simple. When there is a close, in this case above this, imagine this is the candle. Okay, our objective will be lower. If, like in this case, close inside the candle, we will say this is next target. And because of we are inside a candle, this will be the final target. Okay, let's see. Okay, done. Close it above. I mean, close it outside of the candle. This is our next objective. Done, and final target is done. But look at this candle, closed about outside every single candle. This is our next target. Done, and close it inside the candle. When it closes inside, we will say this is our next target. It doesn't mean that it is not necessary to be always that perfect because we don't have the context of what's happening here in higher time frames, but you are understanding. You see, in this case, didn't take that low. We are also not taking into account the SMTs, etc. So, what's the next target? Here, because close it outside the range. This is an inside bar, inside candle. It's doing nothing, so the target remains above here. Done, exactly the same. Exactly the same. And you see now something has changed. So what happened here? Exactly the same. First push that side, and because of it closed inside that candle, this is our next target. And let's see what happened this. what's happening here. Inside candle is doing absolutely nothing, and the target has been met. Okay, sorry, this was next target. This is next one. So fail it here. Let's see if now we can go to that other opposite side of the candle. Fail it. So now this is our next target. Okay, nothing. Target done and back inside the range. So this is now our range. Job's not done yet, so this remains our target. Okay, and every single candle it's happening the same thing. You see another range here, inside that range here. This is our objective. Because it closed outside that range and that range, this is our next objective. Done. Exactly the same. Done. Okay, done. You can see here. Okay, I think you are understanding the game. And you know how to, you can identify the direction of the next candle only with that, only with if the next candle closes inside or outside the candle, the previous candle. In this case, that will be our next objective of the next candle. It doesn't mean that this is not necessary to be a daily candle. It could be a 4-hour candle, 5-minute candle, etc. This will be our next objective. And imagine this happened. So, which is the next objective? The opposite side of the candle. Okay. With that said, let's start with the theoretical concepts. I always be starting the videos with that range. That range it is a candle. Okay. I call that candle a range. Operative range. Because we will be always playing inside here. When one side is purged, this is a turtle soup, we are focusing on the upper side of the candle, okay? But first of all, you need to know one important thing, which is the anatomy of the candle. This is a bullish candle, which it has a, sorry. Okay. That will be the case of that candle. Open, low, high, close. If it is a bearish candle, open, high, low, and close. exactly the same. So we are focusing on what? On you see what happened here. In this case, there's a bearish range because it was pushed first in the upper zone. This is a turtle soup, and this is our target. Okay. Let's see how. The first videos could be a bit boring, I know, but it is important before going into a real game. So this is a range, our range. This is a turtle soup. This is our doll. Draw on liquidity. In this case, this is a previous R, previous range, because job's not done in that candle. You know, you see, look at, if that would be our range, this won't be a previous candle, but because the job's not done, the next candle will finish our job. Next concept. Will be intra-turtle soup. What's the intra-turtle soup? It is a turtle soup after the turtle soup has been made. I mean, in that case, you see here, turtle soup has been made. This is our doll. But look at here. That candle opens and makes a higher high. That is an intra-turtle soup. And the target remains exactly the same. When our range is done, like this, it will create a let's okay. Yeah, sorry. This is a completed range. Look at this. Sorry. That range has been complete. So when the range is complete, there is a reversal. Important. Not every range, but when it is important. You will see it in practical cases, so don't worry. Just focus on try to understand every single concept that I'm saying today in the first episode. Complete range, and look at what happened here. It has created a new range. When that candle doesn't reach our doll, so it's called a previous candle, and range is complete. Okay. Next concept, failure swing. Failure swing will be very important. You'll see. I use it almost every single day. Also, let's change now in a bullish case. Now this is our drawn liquidity. This is still our operative range. And we will focus now in a failure swing. This is our turtle soup, you see here. And what happened here? It failed to create a lower low, which could be mean intra-turtle soup in that case, but we have now a failure swing. It doesn't mean that there is here a SMT, not necessary. Change this. Oh, sorry. It is not necessary SMT here, okay? And you will see why. Okay, next concept. Oh, sorry, this is a failure swing. Next concept. We know this is our drawn liquidity. So price will create this is a pending range. Why? What is a pending range? A pending R, I will call it. A pending R it is when there is a turtle soup in direction of our doll. This is our bias. We are focusing. Imagine this is a 4-hour candle, okay? And imagine this is a 1-hour candle, okay? So that would be our pending R, and we will focus on here, that turtle soup. This is our first objective, but look at the final one. This is our final objective, our final target. So this is a pending R, and it's not always like this. Could be reset. I don't know if in English it is reset or restarted, but I will call it $. When the range R is restarted in the opposite direction of our drawn liquidity. In that case, price opens here. It makes a turtle soup of an opposite direction, And before continue higher, it needs to make a lower low. The possibilities of doing this are millions. I mean, it could do it in the first candle, can create another one, can create 5 more. I don't know. It depends every single day. It won't do exactly the same, but the concepts are the same. For instance, we have that. Because it can complete that double R, that would be a previous candle, and that would be the candle that makes the turtle soup. You can see here. And finally goes to our objective. Previous candle, and our next target, let's say, in low time frame, it is the high of that candle because it closes outside that range, and the final drawn liquidity are that high, is that high. Okay, I think you are understanding every concept. For now, are really easy. Mm, yeah, these are all the concepts. So the first episode will be done here, and the next one, as I said, will be focusing on the time frames and important candles, and also with time. Okay, so see you on the second one.